300 Spartans against an entire army. In the history of humanity, few battles have resonated so much across the centuries. Imagine a world consumed by war, where every corner of the known world is touched by conflict. The year is 480 BC, a pivotal moment in ancient history. The Persian Empire, a vast and powerful force under the rule of King Xerxes I, has set its sights on conquering Greece, a land of fierce warriors and proud traditions. This isn't just a border skirmish, it's a clash of civilizations, a battle for dominance between East and West. The Persians, with their massive armies and imperial ambitions, represent the East, a force of unparalleled might and organization. The Greeks, a collection of independent city-states fiercely protective of their freedom, represent the West, a mosaic of cultures united by a common cause. The stakes couldn't be higher, as both sides prepare for a confrontation that will shape the future of the ancient world. Xerxes, fueled by vengeance for his father's defeat at Marathon a decade earlier, seeks to crush Greek resistance and add their lands to his already vast empire, expanding his dominion. The Persian war machine is a sight to behold. Immortals, a fearsome elite force, tens of thousands strong, ready to enforce the will of their king. Cavalry thundering across the plains, their hooves shaking the earth, a massive fleet of warships ruling the waves, ensuring Persian dominance on both land and sea. This is a force designed to inspire awe and terror, a force that seems unstoppable, a juggernaut of ancient warfare. Facing this tidal wave of Persian might, the Greeks are divided, their unity tested by the looming threat. Some city-states choose submission, unwilling to risk annihilation, opening their gates to the invaders. Others, however, answer the call to arms, determined to defend their homeland, their way of life, to the death, rallying their warriors for the coming storm. This is a fight for their very existence, a battle that will determine the fate of their civilization. Among the Greeks, there's a growing sense of dread, but also a steely determination, a resolve to stand firm against overwhelming odds. They know the odds are stacked against them, that they are heavily outnumbered. They know they're facing an enemy far greater in number, a seemingly invincible force. But they also know that the future of their world hangs in the balance, that their fight is for more than just land. This is a fight they cannot afford to lose, a battle that will echo through the ages. The Persian invasion throws Greece into chaos, disrupting the peace and stability that once reigned. Some city-states like Thebes choose collaboration, fearing Persian might and hoping to preserve their own safety. Others remain neutral, hesitant to pick a side in this looming clash of titans, uncertain of the outcome and wary of the consequences. But for Athens and Sparta, the leading powers of the Greek world, surrender is not an option. They know that their freedom and way of life are at stake. They understand that if they don't unite against this common enemy, their civilization, their very way of life, will be extinguished. The stakes have never been higher. An alliance is forged, a desperate gamble to pool their resources and stand against Xerxes. This coalition is their last hope. Sparta, known for its legendary warriors and strict military discipline, takes the lead in this alliance, ready to showcase their unmatched prowess. Athens, a rising naval power, provides the fleet, bringing their maritime expertise to the forefront of the battle. But even united, the Greeks are outnumbered. The Persian forces are vast and seemingly unstoppable. Their only hope lies in using the terrain to their advantage, finding choke points where their smaller forces can hold off the Persian hordes. Strategy becomes their greatest weapon. Enter Thermopylae, the Hot Gates, a narrow pass that could turn the tide of the war. This narrow pass, with steep cliffs on one side and the Aegean Sea on the other, becomes the focal point of Greek strategy. It is a natural fortress. It's here they choose to make their stand, to hold the line against the Persian onslaught. Their courage and determination will be tested to the limit. The fate of Greece, the future of Western civilization, will be decided in this narrow passage of land. The outcome of this battle will echo through history. Thermopylae. The very name evokes images of desperate courage, of unwavering defiance in the face of overwhelming odds. This narrow pass, wedged between towering cliffs and the crashing waves of the Aegean Sea, becomes the symbol of Greek resistance. It's a natural bottleneck, a place where even a small force can hold off a much larger enemy. This is where the Greeks decide to make their stand, to throw down the gauntlet to Xerxes and his unstoppable army. This is where they'll prove that freedom is worth fighting for, even if it means staring death in the face. The Greek allied army, consisting of warriors from various city-states, converges on Thermopylae, their shields and spears glinting in the summer sun. They know they are outnumbered, outmatched, but they are determined to sell their lives dearly. The air crackles with tension. The ground trembles with the approaching Persian host. The stage is set for one of the most iconic battles in history, a clash of civilizations that will echo through the ages. Leading the Spartan contingent, and indeed the entire Greek defense at Thermopylae, is King Leonidas. Remember that name? Leonidas. He is not just a king but a symbol of resistance and valor. He is the embodiment of Spartan values: courage, discipline, loyalty, a willingness to face any odds in defense of freedom. These values are not just words, they are the very essence of his being. He is a warrior king, a man of action, and his presence inspires the Greek defenders. His leadership is a beacon of hope in the face of overwhelming odds. Leonidas brings with him 300 Spartans, the elite warriors of the Greek world. These men are the best of the best, handpicked for their skill and bravery. These are no ordinary soldiers. These are men who have trained their entire lives for battle. Their training is rigorous, their discipline unmatched. They are the Spartan army's finest, hardened veterans who have never tasted defeat. Their experience in battle is unparalleled, and their resolve unbreakable. They are accompanied by helots, slaves who serve as support troops, and a contingent of other Greek allies, all united under Leonidas's command. This diverse force stands together ready to face the might of Persia. Leonidas knows that this is likely a suicide mission. He understands the gravity of the situation and the slim chances of survival. The Persian army is simply too large to defeat in open combat. Their numbers are overwhelming, their resources vast. But he also knows that their sacrifice at Thermopylae can buy precious time for the other Greek city-states to prepare for the Persian onslaught. This time is crucial for the survival of Greece. His mission is to hold the pass for as long as possible, to bleed the Persian army dry, to make them pay dearly for every inch of Greek soil. Every moment they hold the pass is a moment gained for Greece. It is a task he embraces with grim determination. His resolve is unwavering, his spirit unyielding, as he prepares to make the ultimate sacrifice for his people. Section 5. 3 Days of Thunder. The clash of civilizations begins. The Persian army arrives at Thermopylae, a seemingly endless tide of soldiers stretching as far as the eye can see. The sight of such a massive force would strike fear into the heart of any man, but not the Spartans, not Leonidas. For them, fear is a foreign concept. Their discipline, their training, their unwavering belief in their cause steels them for the coming storm. Xerxes, the Persian king, expects the Greeks to scatter at the sight of his mighty army. He sends emissaries offering Leonidas and his men a chance to surrender their weapons and live as subjects of the Persian Empire. But Leonidas, with characteristic Spartan wit, replies, "Molon Lab, come and get them, the battle lines are drawn." For 3 days the pass at Thermopylae becomes a cauldron of blood and fury. The Persians attack wave after wave, but the Greeks hold firm, their shields interlocked, their spears a forest of death. The narrow terrain negates the Persian advantage in numbers, funneling the attackers into a killing zone where Spartan discipline and ferocity reign supreme. Section 6. Persian Might versus Spartan Fury, a desperate struggle for survival. The Persians are shocked by the ferocity of the Greek resistance. They are accustomed to their enemies breaking before their overwhelming numbers. But the Spartans and their Greek allies fight with the courage of cornered wolves. The ground is littered with Persian dead, but still, Xerxes orders his troops forward, determined to break the Greek line. He throws his best troops, the Immortals, into the fray, hoping to overwhelm the defenders with sheer numbers. But the Spartans, masters of warfare, fight with cunning and discipline. They use the narrow pass to their advantage, funneling the Persian attackers into a killing zone. Their longer spears and superior armor give them an edge in the close-quarters combat. Day after day, the Persians attack, and day after day, the Greeks repel them. The legend of Thermopylae grows with each passing hour, a testament to the courage of men who choose to fight against insurmountable odds. Section 7. Betrayal at Thermopylae, a serpent in the garden. Just when it seems the Persians might be flagging, a local shepherd, Ephialtes, driven by greed, betrays the Greeks. He reveals to Xerxes the existence of a goat path, a secret passage that winds its way around the mountains and behind the Greek lines. It's a devastating blow to the defenders, for it threatens to outflank their position, rendering their heroic defense useless. Leonidas is informed of the betrayal. He knows that the game is up, that the Persians will soon be upon them from both sides, surrounding his men. He makes a fateful decision, one that will cement his place in history. He orders most of the Greek army to retreat, to live to fight another day. He knows that their sacrifice at Thermopylae has bought valuable time, and he will not squander the lives of any more men in a lost cause. Section 8. No retreat, no surrender, the Spartans' final stand. Leonidas knows that his duty, his destiny, lies here at Thermopylae. He will remain with his 300 Spartans and a small contingent of volunteers from other Greek city-states to hold the pass for as long as possible to buy time for their comrades to escape. It is a suicide mission, but one they embrace without hesitation. The Persians, led by the traitor Ephialtes, descend upon the remaining Greeks from the rear. The Spartans, outnumbered but not outmatched, fight with the fury of lions backed into a corner. They know they are doomed, but they will make the Persians pay dearly for every inch of ground. Leonidas, the warrior king, falls in the thick of the battle, his Spartan warriors fighting over his body, determined to protect their fallen leader. The remaining Spartans, their numbers dwindling with each passing moment, form a tight circle, their shields interlocked, their spears a deadly porcupine of bronze and iron.